Evening and welcome back to the Trial Watch with Demetra here on Demetra Lit All Day channel, as well as anyone who may be joining us on the other channel, Trial Watch with Demetra. That channel will be officially launching January of 2025. But we definitely thank you in advance for already subscribing and being tuned in. You guys, please hit the like button. I need to really quickly let you guys get in here. We start a new trial tonight, and before I give my greetings, I wanted to make sure I start on time, so I didn't want to be late starting it. But let me go really quickly, flip my chicken. Okay, so I'll be right back, you guys. Lit Lane Jury Box. We have a new juror on deck, OG Wu Child. She says she ready, she ready to watch this trial. So I'll be right back. You guys give them a greeting, and I'll give my hellos to everyone. Give me 1 minute. Please speak amongst yourself. No, I'm gonna actually give y'all, while y'all speaking amongst yourself, I can actually play this clip about the new trial, the state of Texas versus Andre McDonald. Hold on. We're gonna get that started so I can go flip this chicken, you guys. I ended up cooking a little bit late, making some oven baked barbecue chicken wings. And I ain't gonna even lie, y'all. I put my son out. I put him out a microwave cup of macaroni and cheese. But tomorrow with the leftovers, I'll be on point and make some sides correctly. But I was so late getting started. So let me put on this while I go take care of that domestic really quickly. And then we'll talk about the start of this case. And again, welcome back. Court is in session. Lit Lane Jury Box.
One of her worker came over here and
a murder mystery playing out in San Antonio.
One of her worker came over here and she went in the bathroom and she saw blood on the bathroom switch.
Investigators say they found a pile of newly burnt items in the couple's backyard and tools like a shovel, an axe, and plastic bags in their car.
We begin this evening with the 4-month-long search for Andreen McDonald, now over.
We took Andre McDonald into custody for the offense of murder.
It's a case that has captured the nation's attention. A young mother and business owner missing, the 4-month search for her, and then the arrest of her husband, Air Force Major Andre McDonald. We take you back to day one of our team coverage of the disappearance of Andreen McDonald.
This is open court, the Andre McDonald trial. In a quiet North Bexar County neighborhood, everything would change after February 28, 2019. It was the last day 29-year-old Andreen McDonald was seen alive. The vibrant mother and business owner was last seen at her home off Solitude Cove. But it wouldn't take long for friends and family to go looking for her. The next day, her friends went to her home looking for her after she didn't show up to the gym or her home health business. When her husband, Andre McDonald, didn't give them any information about her whereabouts, they called the Bexar County Sheriff's Office to report her missing. Her disappearance became suspicious after Andre gave conflicting stories of Andreen's whereabouts and hired a lawyer. A surveillance team started following Andre and saw him go to a gun shop to buy a gun. Sheriff Javier Salazar said he left in a hurry, leaving behind the gun and his ID. Fearing that Andre wanted to commit suicide, deputies took him into custody, concerned he was suffering a mental health issue.
At this point, I think it's safe to say we are considering him a suspect in the disappearance.
During a press conference on the same day, Salazar said blood had been recovered from the McDonald's home.
I love my daughter, love my family.
Andre was later arrested and charged with tampering with evidence. Andre's bond was set at $2 million.
The arrest warrant was released, in it disturbing details in the case.
Searches at the couple's home this weekend near Canyon Gulf Road and Overlook Parkway uncovered blood in the master bedroom and a fire pit that had appeared to have been used recently. Court documents also show that Andre McDonald bought a shovel an axe, a hatchet, heavy-duty trash bags, and gas cans. All but one of those items were found in the back of a Porsche parked at their home. Investigators say Andre bought the items after he was questioned.
It was also revealed that the couple's 6-year-old daughter was probably a witness in this case.
This little girl is autistic, mostly nonverbal. And to us, and I can't go too much into it, but to us, it's pretty evident that she saw something.
At this point, McDonald was only charged with tampering with evidence for trying to destroy a receipt, but the investigation was far from over.
He's a highly intelligent person, and I think he knows exactly what he's doing.
The search continued for Andreen McDonald. Deputies spent all day looking for clues in North Bexar County in cold temperatures.
Come inside, outside is cold.
We also heard from Andreen's family for the first time.
They hadn't found the body, but if they find the body, she's not going to be alive.
More than 100 volunteers showed up in the cold to search for Andreen.
I really appreciate it, and I just want to say thank you very much.
They found nothing. The search shifted to Camp Bullis. Andre's phone and car GPS led them to the military post, which is 11 miles from their home. Over 200 volunteers searched 40 square miles. Again, nothing was found. Andre McDonald in court for the first time, asking for a bond reduction. Andre's lawyer claimed the high bond of $2 million didn't fit the charges.
We thought that a significantly lower bond in the neighborhood of perhaps up to $50,000 or $75,000 would have been more than adequate.
Judge Frank Gosler reduced the bond to $300,000. A week after his bond hearing, Andre was released from jail. He was placed on house arrest with an ankle monitor and wasn't allowed to have contact with the couple's daughter.
We are hoping that it's Andreen McDonald. Those words coming from the Bexar County Sheriff tonight after he says human remains were found in a wooded area in far west Bexar County.
Those remains a day later would be determined to not be Andreen McDonald's. The search for her would continue for the next couple of months.
I actually haven't found much by way of clothing or personal items. I certainly can't go too much into detail on what we have found out here.
The remains were on a private property that hadn't been searched before. The sheriff saying he couldn't confirm if it was Andreen because the remains
I'm back on deck
for several months. They needed dental records to positively identify the body. 2 days later, the news everyone was waiting for, but dreading.
The search for Andreen McDonald is officially over. We found her. We took Andre McDonald into custody for the offense of murder. He's been placed under arrest.
The arrest affidavit released revealed some of what possibly happened to Andreen and also how her daughter was able to help investigators put missing pieces of this case together.
The 5-page arrest affidavit details some of the evidence deputies compiled in the days following Andreen's disappearance. Before her death, Andreen and Andre may have gotten in an argument. The documents say the couple's daughter essentially reenacted how her mother's body was disposed to one of Andreen's friends who often helped take care of her. She was seen placing her doll in a circle of rocks, breaking sticks over it, and asking for a fire, all similar to the crime scene of where Andreen's body was found. She also made comments saying, quote, Andre hurting mommy. Investigators found more evidence during a second search of the couple's home. They found heavy coveralls that appeared to have been worn and a claw hammer with woody plant debris. The affidavit states the claw hammer was found to have Andreen's blood on the handle, head, and face. A third search warrant for the home led to the discovery of a man's sweater and blue jeans in the laundry room. The clothing was determined to have Andreen and Andre's blood on it. The document also noted that Andreen's cell phone was never used after 9 p.m. on February 28th, and her phone hadn't been found. Throughout the time Andreen was missing,
this gonna be good, y'all.
Once ever asked about the search for his wife or try to help in locating her.
Another date on that. Good.
Thank you.
Right, thank you.
All this evidence will soon be laid out in further detail as Andre McDonald now goes to trial. That trial will play out in the 399th District Court with presiding Judge Frank Castro. Jury selection begins on January 17th, with the trial to begin right after. What can we expect when it does begin? Andre McDonald is charged with murder and tampering with evidence.
Texas has a big punishment range for a first-degree felony, like the murder is, and the punishment range would be anywhere from 5 years to 99 years or life in prison.
San Antonio defense attorney Daniel De La Garza.
All right. Thank you, Daniel. Thank you, KSAT. I am Demetra Lit All Day. You have joined me here in the Lit Lane Jury Box for Trial Watch with Demetra. We are starting a new trial on tonight. One moment. And that's going to be the state of Texas, my home state, versus Andre McDonald. As you can see here, this is a well-covered case. It was actually, I can almost say, as seen on television. They actually featured this trial and this actual event, this murder event on the show 48 Hours. Okay, and I posted that on my channel for you guys to view it there in case you wasn't familiar with the story. I myself watched it a couple of times on first. It's 48 Hours, right? So let me say hello to everyone. That gave you guys a preview of what we're in store for. And you know, you guys, Lit Lane Jury Box, you have a one heck of a job ahead of you, okay, to see what we think. Let me say welcome to our Lit Lane Jury, new juror, OG Wu Chow. She saw the post on the community wall and is familiar with the case. We're happy to have you here. We come each night at 7 p.m. Central Standard Time. And we on a you late pass for right now, but that ends this week, so don't worry about that. And OG Wu Chow from over in the beef sector, duh. M. Renee, good evening. Rock been a good boy today. Hey, Bush baby, I wrote down that name, Jonathan Qualls, and welcome back to the Little Lane Jury Box. I wrote that down, and I'm pretty sure I'm familiar with that case. I'm familiar with that name. So I'm gonna look that up and put it on the schedule for 2025. Diamond Forever, good evening. POP, hold me down. That's one of the Lit Lane bailiffs. Winter, our head witness protection. She always ducking and hiding, but POP hold me down. Hello, Living. I hope you feeling better. Welcome back to Lit Lane Jury Box with our Lit Lane bailiffs. Let's see, keeping things in order. Hello, Betty Boo. Welcome back. I'm pretty sure you're going to be very insightful on this case. You and Lady Steph, y'all know how to go get them details. Let's see. I saw CEO Boss Lady. I do believe in him. Said hello. Hello, sweet Rappy. Welcome back to the Lit Lane Jury Box. So we got a case here that I know that you are a trial watcher. Not a wheel watcher, but a trial watcher. So we got a trial now that you're not familiar with. So buckle up and enjoy it, right? There's going to be new information for you. A new trial. That's always exciting. CEO Lil Boss Lady, welcome to the Lit Lane Jury Box. Hope you keep coming back. He looks shady. I think they look like a beautiful couple. They look like an absolutely stunning couple, right? Hey, Silky Black, good evening. Welcome back to the Lit Lane Jury Box. We're starting this new trial. I'm glad you're on deck for the start. What's up, Tracy Whitehead? Thank you for getting here for the Lit Lane Jury Box. We need your service. Hello, Bird. Welcome to the Lit Lane Jury Box. I'm glad you're here for the start of a new case. Let's see. Somebody say you're going to be damn near 100 years old. I thought Dateline too, but you know what? They actually featured this story on a couple of true crime deals, right? And for you guys who are subscribed to Hulu, they actually did on that new show they just came, not a new show, but they got a new, anyway, it's called Taking the Stand, where they show where people actually take the stand in their own defense. And on season 3 of Taking the Stand, which I saw on Hulu, they featured this story because he takes the stand. Lady Steph, welcome back to Little Lane Jury Box, child. That's the Little Lane unofficial, what do you call it? What do you call it? Hold on. Let me think. For me. Hold on. Girl, I tried to talk and swallow coffee. I almost choked to them. The Little Lane unofficial jury box foreman. You know, she has a lot of expertise on being a foreman for such events. So, you know, hey, it is what it is. Welcome, Coco, to the Little Lane Jury Box. I think this is the first time I see you on here for this content. I hope you enjoy this and keep coming back. I am, in fact, Judge Demetra. Good evening, Kathy Smith. Welcome back to the Little Lane Jury Box. Kathy loves the legal true crime, so I'm glad you're here for the start of one. Betty Boop, stop spreading false scenarios and innuendos. Everybody in here. So we are ready for tonight. We are ready for tonight. Excellent. Let me make sure I didn't miss anybody. Is Kurt Vixen in here? Boom. Kurt Vixen, welcome back to the Little Lane Jury Box. I'm glad to see you here. We are finna start this trial. You guys, and I'm glad I gave y'all a little sneak peek, and I'm pretty sure in the actual 48 hours episode is also on my wall, right? These trials, we're going back and watching them kind of like in hindsight, so you already know the outcome. Well, if you don't know, I'm not going to tell you, but feel free to watch the episodes, right? So we're finna get into this thing because we want to get as much coverage each night as possible. Try to do 2 hours. Not try. We definitely do 2 hours, okay? But then the Little Lane Jury Box gets a little bit out of hand. So hey, so we're gonna keep it to that. Let's get this thing started with the opening statements. And opening statements, of course, the first one to go is gonna be the state. One moment as they lay out their case and let us know what to look out for as they present their case of the state of Texas versus Andre McDonald. Okay, let's see. Hold on one moment. Y'all, my son heard me telling y'all that I put him out a cup of macaroni and cheese. He thought I was saying I was cooking chicken for me and making him a cup of microwave macaroni and cheese. I'm like, boy, are you serious? I say, why in the world would I cook you chicken? Are you kidding me? So he was very happy to see that there's a whole pan of baked chicken in there that's smelling up the whole house and smelling so great. So great. Okay, here we go. Let me share it. And of course, you guys make sure you hit the like. Hey, Tweety. Oh, good, girl. You on time. We starting this new trial, State of Texas versus Andre McDonald, as seen on 48 Hours. Now, he is looking crazy at trial, but he was actually very handsome to me. This is day one. And we're just going to get started here. This takes place in San Antonio, Texas. Opening statements. The state goes first. Of course, I will be cutting in, giving my commentary, but I'll try to keep that down a little bit. I think the audio is going to be fine. Let me know if y'all need something done with the audio. I think it's fine.
We had a good weekend. I'm sure you've been informed. We've had to excuse one juror. So we don't alternate it now, seated as a juror. Is that up to the juror now? That is correct. Okay. We're going to start off with opening statement. Please support. Ladies and gentlemen, how long does DNA last outdoors? Do you always leave fingerprints? Does fire destroy fingerprints? How long does it take for an unburied body to decompose? Do maggots eat cooked meat? These are just 5 of the hundreds of searches on the defendant's phone.
Hey, Jill, you right on time. We just started.
Was recovered in far North Bexar County on July 11th of 2019. You're also going to hear in this trial that just this past week, on Friday morning, the defendant called to Hyacinth Smith. She goes by Marine. Hyacinth is the mother-in-law of the defendant, Andre McDonald. Marine's daughter, Andre McDonald, is our victim. You're also going to hear that Marine's daughter, Andre's half-sister, Cindy Johnson, was also there when he called on Friday. And you're going to hear that the purpose of this call by the defendant was because he wanted to explain to Marine what he had done to her daughter. You're going to hear that the defendant on Friday told Marine that he stomped on Andre in front of their 8-year-old autistic daughter in the main bathroom of the house.
Wow.
You're going to hear that as the defendant took the daughter upstairs, he left Andre on the floor, wheezing in the throes of death. You're going to hear that he told Marine that when he came back, she was dead. That he stripped her body, burned her clothes, and then dumped her body in a field in far North Bexar County, where ultimately she was discovered. You're going to hear about 4 people that lived in a house at 1042 Solitude Cove. It's far North Bexar County, kind of in the General Stone Oak area. You're going to hear about Andre McDonald. She's our victim. Andre at the time was 29 years old. She was a business owner and manager, very successful. She ran a series of home health care businesses. She had several properties. You're also going to hear about her daughter, Elaine McDonald, 8 years old, autistic, and the love of Andre's mom. You're going to hear about Marine, Hyacinth Smith, that goes by Marine, Andre's mom, who lived in the house with him at 1042 Solitude Cove. She also helped in the business, and she helped take care of Elena. You're also going to hear about the defendant, Andre McDonald. He worked in the Air Force and cybersecurity. Now, both the defendant and Andre are originally from Jamaica. They met, got married. They've been married for 9 years at the time of the homicide. They lived in Florida for a time before moving to San Antonio. You're also going to hear that they had marital trouble for several years. The roots of this trouble was financial, about the control of the business, and also that Andre had rekindled a relationship with someone from her past.
I think that was the real problem, not the money.
Our fact pattern begins February 28, 2019. For the past week, the couple have been sleeping separately. One of the employees at one of the homes for the home health care business was ill. She couldn't stay there the overnight shift. So Marie, who helps with the business, left the house at 1042 Solitude Cove to go fill in for that shift. So now at the house, you're only going to have 3 individuals: Elena, the 8-year-old, the defendant, and our victim. The couple, Andre and the defendant, had a meeting at H&R Block to talk about their taxes. You're going to hear that the defendant left from his work to go to the offices on Thousand Oaks, and that Andre and her daughter Elena left from their house to go to the location for the meeting. You're going to hear that at that meeting, they had an argument, a verbal argument. And you'll learn that that argument was about a creation of an LLC, a limited liability corporation, by Andre. You're going to see that that argument continues after they get home. They both get back driving their separate vehicles. At this point, it's 3 in the house. They continue to argue, high text. At some point, the defendant leaves and goes to a nearby gas station. He continues to argue with his wife through these text messages. He comes back to the house, and then you're going to hear just after midnight on Friday, March 1st, 2019, Andre's phone turns off at 12:02 a.m.
Welcome back to the Jury Box Chill Out.
Into
Let's
Friday,
go.
March 1st. Andre does not show up for her workout several times a week, almost every day. Even when she was ill, she would show up at her workout. She doesn't show up Friday, March 1st. You're also going to hear that she doesn't show up at work. This is a woman who had built this home health care business from the ground up. This is a woman who does not miss work without letting people know. And she doesn't show up. She's also not answering her phone. Now, for somebody in that type of business, you're going to get calls in the middle of the night. You're going to get calls at odd hours because things have to be taken care of right then and there. Andre does not leave her phone off. She returns phone calls. This day, nobody can go. Andre's right hand, her primary manager, Judy Lorenzana, is very worried. Andre's not at work. She's not answering any of her phone calls. So she calls a Carol Ann Ganbar. Now, Carol Ann is one of Andre's best friends. They're actually competitors in the home healthcare business. But they developed a friendship several years ago. They would work out together. They would see each other several times a week socially. Andre has invited her. Carol knows Andre. Judy asked Carol, "Hey, you know what's wrong? Where is Andre? I can't get a hold of him." Carol tries as well. She can't reach her. She tries to call Andre. Can't reach him. Carol, not knowing what to do, asked her employee, Elizabeth Gansel, to come with her to the house at 1042 Salty Cove to try to
Welcome to the Jury Box, Pretty Chocolate Girl. New trial just started.
Being a very good friend of Andre, knows about the marital difference
Sorry for the tech.
between the two. And that causes her fear. She also knows that Andre suffers from debilitating migraine headaches. Those headaches are such that she can't even drive, that when she's suffering from these headaches, she will put herself in a closet, turn off the lights so she doesn't have any stimulus. She's worried maybe it's a medical issue. They arrive at the They arrive at the house. They go to the front door. It's locked. Nobody answers the door. She and Elizabeth go around the house, and that door is locked. And what they find inside the house shocks them. In the main bathroom, there's blood with a hair.
Okay, so I paused it right here and I rewinded it a little bit. Let me go ahead and apologize in advance. You know, I think these problems started last night. You guys remember it crashed on me a couple of times. That wasn't on my end. That was actually StreamYard, right? So I apologize in advance for any technical issues that StreamYard may give us tonight during this stream. Just know I formally end the live. So if something happened with the tech, just hold still and know that I will be that is something technical and I'm fixing it and I'll be back. If it's something else, I'll come in on my phone like I'm doing now, like when I just paused it and let you guys know. Okay, so as we can tell, I hope this kind of, fixes itself and don't continue, but StreamYard is having difficulties and problems. Okay, all right, welcome to everybody who came in. Pretty Chocolate Girl, Jill's Comfort Zone. Don't forget Thursday night 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Meet us over at Jill's Comfort Zone. And I guess I'll come on Friday night and not Thursday. We'll skip Thursday because we're gonna be over at Jill's Comfort Zone doing the Christmas crafting. Okay. And then we'll pick back up on Friday. But anywho, let's get back started. We're just getting this started. Texas versus Andre McDonald. He's accused of unaliving his wife, Andreen, who we're learning a little bit now. She was a native of Jamaica she was somewhat significantly younger than him. They was a beautiful couple as far as how on the outward appearances. She's a hardworking woman, made herself a millionaire, started a home health business that grew and made her a millionaire, her and her family. She is the mother of an 8-year-old autistic daughter that you guys have let me know, informing, is a daughter of this marriage. He, by all measures of society, was a successful officer in the service, in the Marines. What went wrong? Did he do it? That's what we're going to think about. We're going to find out during the course of this case. What happens to make him look like this at the end? Okay, so let's get back started. I rewinded it a little bit for continuity.
He continues to argue with his wife through these text messages. He comes back to the house, and then you're going to hear just after midnight on Friday, March 1st, 2019, Andre's phone turns off at 12:02 a.m. Into Friday on March 1st, Andre does not show up for her workout at CrossFit. You're going to hear that Andre was religious about working out. She would go several times a week, almost every day. Even when she was ill, she would show up at her workout. She doesn't show up Friday, March 1st. You're also going to hear that she doesn't show up at work. This is a woman who had built this home health care business from the ground up. This is a woman who does not miss work without letting people know. And she doesn't show up. She's also not answering her phone. Now, for somebody in that type of business, you're going to get calls in the middle of the night. You're going to get calls at odd hours because things have to be taken care of right then and there. Andre does not leave her phone off. She returns phone calls. This day, nobody can get hold of her. Andre's right hand, her primary manager, Judy Lorenzana, is very worried. Andre's not at work. She's not answering any of her phone calls. So she calls a Carol Ann Ganbar. Now, Carol Ann is one of Andre's best friends. They're actually competitors in the home health care business. but they developed a friendship several years ago. They would work out together. They would see each other several times a week socially. Andre confided her. Carol knows Andre. Judy asked Carol, "Hey, you know what's wrong? Where is Andre? I can't get a hold of him." Carol tries as well. She can't reach her. She
They
tries to
sure are
call Andre.
noisy up in there.
Can't reach him. Carol, not knowing what to do, asked her employee, Elizabeth Gansel, to come with her to the house at 1042 Salty Cove to try to figure out what's wrong. Carol, being a very good friend of Andre, knows about the marital difficulties between the two. And that causes her fear. She also knows that Andre suffers from debilitating migraine headaches. Those headaches are such that she can't even drive, that when she's suffering from these headaches, she will put herself in a closet, turn off the lights so she doesn't have any stimulus. She's worried maybe it's a medical issue. They arrive at the house. They go to the front door. It's locked. Nobody answers the door. She and Elizabeth go around back, and that door is unlocked. And what they find inside the house shocks them. In the main bathroom, there's blood, with the hair embedded within the blood on a light switch. They also see that Andre's car, a Porsche Macan, is still in the garage. Her purse is in there. They also see an area along the little gravel pathway where something had been burned. Not knowing what to do, they leave the house. They contact Maureen, Andre's mother, Judy, Andre's right hand, and Tommy, another employee of Andre. And they make arrangements to go pick them up. They're calling area hospitals to see if anyone matches the description of Andre. Maybe a Jane Doe's there. Maybe she's hurt. No success. Finally, after multiple attempts, Carol's able to reach the defendant. When she talks to him, he's very dismissive. He said, "Well, Andre's probably at work. Well, maybe I'll go check some area hospitals. I'll see if maybe she's there." And then he says, "Well, let me go and check at home. She's probably just at home." And when Carol says, "Andre, we've already been at your house," he ends the phone call.
Sorry about that. No sound? Okay, hold on. Thank you. One moment. And y'all was hearing the sound at first, right? StreamYard gonna I paused it when I saw y'all say no sound. And I'm talking now. Can y'all hear me? Drop a one if you can hear me. I'm talking. Can y'all hear me? So it's the one y'all can hear me. Man, these people don't recognize. We always hear you. Okay, I'm gonna push play and tell me if y'all can hear it. If not, okay, y'all can hear me. I am, StreamYard. I'm not gonna keep complaining because we already know what the problem is. But yeah, I'm gonna get in contact with tomorrow and complain. Rock's so scared that he up there eating chicken. Okay, I started it back. Can y'all hear him? Drop a 2 if y'all can hear the video. Everybody say hey. No, y'all can't hear. Man. Okay. Okay. So let me pause this. Let me rewind it a little bit for the part that we missing. Go back like a minute or two. Okay. Let me stop sharing it. Let me reshare it. StreamYard costs $14.5 a month. And this is the type of issues they happen, right? Oh yeah, they've been having issues since early this morning. You know, so I posted. Let me restart it here. Or maybe I should do like I think Jill said go. Or somebody told me that they be going out and coming back in. Let me just go ahead and do that. Yeah, it's highway robbery, right? Let me see. Go out. Okay, so I went out and came back in. I see my bubble moving, so I'm pretty sure you can hear me. I got it pulled up. Let's see if you guys can hear. I'm pushing play now.
Her purse is in there. They also see an area along a little gravel pathway where something had been burned.
Good. Okay, thank you. Let me know as soon as y'all don't hear something.
Not knowing.
All right, I rewinded it a little bit.
House. They contact Maureen, Andre's mother, Judy, Andre's right hand, and Tommy, another employee of Andre. And they've made arrangements to go pick them up. They're calling area hospitals to see if anyone matches the description of Andre. Maybe a Jane Doe's there. Maybe she's hurt. No success. Finally, after multiple attempts, Carol's able to reach the defendant. When she talks to him, he's very dismissive. He said, well, Andre's probably at work. Well, maybe I'll go check some area hospitals. I'll see if maybe she's there. And then he says, well, let me go and check at home. She's probably just at home. And when Carol says, Andre, we've already been at your house, he ends the phone call. The entire phone call is less than a minute. Carol and the women return back to the house. And when they get there, Andre McDonald, the defendant, is already there. He cannot get out of that house fast enough. All of these women are asking him, where's Andre? What's wrong with Andre? Edith says, I'm going to go check one of the hospitals, and exits out the front door. And when he exits out the front door, Elizabeth cancels his on the phone, 911, calling the police. They lock eyes, and he runs to his car and takes off. When the women then examined the house, they see a chair that was in that bathroom. It's not been moved, and the area around it has been cleaned. They see the defendant's work clothes there on the chair.
He couldn't take
You're
me in that
also
room with
gonna
the
hear
women.
evidence that the defendant goes to a nearby hospital and goes up to the clerk and asks for a McDonald, not Andreen McDonald, but a McDonald. Now, the clerk checks his list, and there actually happens to be somebody with the last name of McDonald there. Not Andreen McDonald, not anybody from the family. It is somebody with the last name of McDonald. And he tells that to the defendant. He's shocked. He was not expecting that. And how does he respond? Well, I gotta go feed my dogs.
I know you lying to me, so he know already that something did happen to this woman. What did happen to this woman? If the state of Texas is right? And he unalived her. We don't know yet. However, you mean to tell me he go do all this whole scene? He go to the hospital, and when he asks for a McDonald, they tell him a McDonald is there. I guess he thought he was having a psychedelic trip, right? Somehow, some way, she didn't made it to the hospital. I bet he did shit himself. Coco, right, exactly. He probably was like, oh, Lord, how that happened? And do you know why he left out that house, running out that house? He couldn't take up in there under the scrutiny. He couldn't take been at that house under the scrutiny of all them women that know him and know her. That's why he ran up out of there. He couldn't take it. He probably, if they would have kept him in that house a little bit longer, he probably would have told it all right then and there. Let's continue. Trial watch with Demetra, Texas versus Andre McDonald. This the first day. This the prosecution opening statement. This lane jury box on
He
deck.
never asked, can I go back to that room? What's wrong? The entire interaction with the clerk is a wrong man. Police arrive at the house. They speak to the women. The women explain to them what they'd seen, what they heard, their interaction, and the fact that they could not get a hold of Andreen. At some point during that conversation, the defendant comes back. He comes back to the house. Now, he does speak to police. He admits that he had an argument with his wife the previous night and says, well, she's at the hospital. The police call and confirm Andreen.
After he knows that's not her in the hospital.
Police get a search warrant for the house. They confirm what the women saw. Andreen's car is there, her purse, her keys, her driver's license. They see that the defendant's car, the car that he returned to the residence, has fresh damage on the trunk. There's dirt on the tires. They also see that burn area upon closer examination as a zipper. The police are at the house for several hours. Maureen returns to the house. Elena, their daughter, gets dropped off from school. Now, because the police are going to be there late into the night, Maureen takes Elena, the granddaughter, to one of the other residents, one of the home health care residents at Coral Grove, to spend the night. So again, Maureen and Elena, the granddaughter, go to Coral Grove. You're also going to hear from Elena's teacher that Elena, when she showed up at school, didn't have a jacket. They always make sure that she has a jacket. She's not put together the way that she usually is. She has a snack.
Hair not combed.
She has no snack today. You're also going to hear that she was extremely tired and even took a nap that morning at school. Defendant's commander, Lieutenant Colonel Cheplack, is notified of the situation. The police seize two of the vehicles that are at the house. The Malibu that the defendant was driving and one of their work vehicles, a Traverse. leaving at the house 2 cars, Porsche Macan, which is the victim's car, Andre's vehicle, and a Jaguar, which was the defendant's car. Once police are finished with their search, they leave, and the defendant's the only one left at the house. Going into the next day, you're going to see from gate records to the community that the defendant leaves and returns several times in the early morning hours. You're also going to see that he goes to Lowe's. And when he's at Lowe's, he's driving the victim's vehicle, the Porsche Macan. And he purchases several items: an axe, a hatchet, a shovel.
My. We're in stuff 219. This is my moment.
Leather gloves, and 2 5-gallon containers that would hold gasoline. You're next going to see that the defendant goes to a nearby Shell station and fills up both of those containers with gasoline. He then comes back to Solitude Cove, his house. Colonel Chatlet and one of his, someone under his command, Major Hernandez, come in and check on him with him, see how he's doing. He doesn't ask about his wife. He doesn't ask about his daughter. They notice that he has injuries on his hands. Those injuries were not there the day before. After Chatlet and Hernandez leave, they get a phone call from the defendant. He says, I backed out of my garage and I damaged the garage door. I need somebody, a repairman. The defendant's cell phone had been seized by police the previous day, so he's calling 911. You're then going to hear that because that garage door is so damaged, he can't even get that Porsche out. He takes his Jaguar and leaves the residence here in the early afternoon, Saturday, March the 2nd. The sheriff's office follows him. They follow him, and he goes to Nagel's gun shop. He purchases a Smith & Wesson 9mm handgun. And it's detained.
Yeah, maybe approach.
So why y'all think he went and got that Erda kit together? Why y'all think he did that? I think he did it, if you want to know my opinion, thank y'all for asking. I think the reason why after whatever happened to Andreen, I think he got so freaking spooked by what happened at the hospital. That moment when he was like, dang, did she survive? Is she still alive? I think the moment that happened, all bets was off, and he got all that stuff, the hatchet, the gun. I mean, I think the gun was for suicide. Shout out Tracy, right? But I think he went and got all that stuff because he was like, wait a minute, I don't need nothing like this happening. Let me make sure it's done. Let's make sure it's done. And I think he got the gun for what Lady Steph said. Let's continue.
You're going to hear that one of the defendants purchasing that gun at Nagel's. Then another set of officers from Ware County Sheriff's Office come up to the house at 1042 Solitude Cove. They see the garage door. They see the extensive damage. Not knowing if Andreen might be in the house, if she's hurt, they go into the garage and they see a shovel in the back of the Porsche that was not there the previous day. The officers go around back. There's a window slightly ajar. They go into the house calling out for the victim to see if she needs help, if she's hurt, if she's inside. Not finding her, they exit the house and they get a search warrant. During the search of the house, the police look inside a trash can in the kitchen. And in that trash can, they find worn receipts from Lowe's about the items that I told you about earlier that he purchased. They also see in the garage those 2 gas containers with gasoline inside black bags. inside the trash bin in the garage that had been searched the previous day, there are now new items. A white trash bag, and inside that trash bag are clothing, some of the clothing, women's clothing, some shoes, a flashlight that's working, and a hammer. That hammer has blood on it. It is the victim's blood. The FBI assists in the case and do a search of the vehicles. When they open the trunk of that Porsche, they see the axe, the hatchet, the leather gloves, and those cleanup bags that he had bought gloves. The investigation continues. On March 3rd, 2019, the defendant is arrested for tampering with evidence. A citywide search ensues. Hundreds of people, law enforcement, civilians, search groups, spend countless hours trying to find something that would aid in this investigation. Trying to find some break, trying to figure out where is Andrea. Meanwhile, the defendant makes no efforts to search for his wife.
I found the picture of the ex, but I'm gonna just leave it alone so it won't mess up.
The sheriff's office follows up on tips, random items that they just recover on the side of the road. They even find human remains, but none of it connects to this case. We're having no luck. Then on July 11th of 2019, a man in Clifton, Bundy, goes onto a property that is 680 block of Spec Road. It's essentially kind of like ranch land and field. The purpose of him going out there is a cow had died the previous year, and he wanted to retrieve the skull. Now, as Mr.
Dang, that's weird. They need to check him out too.
To retrieve the skull, he finds something, a human skeleton, mixed among cow bones. The sheriff's office is called. They come to the area, and they distinguish which bones are which. Upon testing for both DNA and other records, we find out this is Andrea's body. Through autopsies as well as a forensic anthropology study, we see that her mandible is fractured. We see that she has multiple wedge-like impressions along her spine, a broken rib, and there is evidence that she'd been set on fire when she still had her skin, when she was fleshed. On July 13th of 2019, the defendant is arrested for the offense of murder. His phone, the one that he had, has hundreds of searches pertaining to this case that you'll hear about. Folks, after you hear all of this evidence, after you consider everything that we'll present to you, it will be clear to you that Andre McDonald committed the offense of murder. Thank you. Thank you, Counsel. Defense.
Okay, so unfortunately they're not showing the pictures. Let me real quickly. So I asked the question. I posed the question to the lady. I posed a couple of questions. First, how long do you? I didn't mean to be morbid, right? I didn't mean to be morbid, but he was saying they was making mention how like the next day because she wasn't answering her calls and her status and her habits. That they immediately start being concerned. They immediately went to the house. They immediately start calling, looking around for her, right? So the cops was able to get on there super duper fast. And I was saying for myself, being so introverted and I a recovering hermit, okay, it would take forever for anyone to come look for me. And I don't mean to be morbid, but it really would. Now I'm better at talking to people, talking and answer the phone now. So maybe now it'll be a week. Okay, but it definitely at one point in time it would have been like 2 weeks before somebody even say, "Well, let's go check." I see a few of y'all ain't gonna have that problem. You know what I'm saying? Wouldn't have that problem. Lady Stealth, Sweet Vamping, a couple of more say, no, y'all family be on it real quick. Another question I posed was, why do y'all think that he went back to the body? And I think Silky said something really good when she said, Silky said, I think he went back to make it look like someone else did that to her, not him. That's a real good, that's really insightful. And that might be the case. I thought, you heard what I thought. I thought he went back to make sure he double did something to her to make sure that she wasn't going to get back up. Betty Boop said it'd be right away for her too. And so when they found the body, I thought it was really strange. So Silky says, but why take her clothes back home to burn them? And why throw her clothes away in the trash after you go through all this, right? I think Lady Steph had the answer to that. He was a dumb criminal. I think that's simple. He's very dumb. He may be a major in the Marines, but hey, that didn't translate to his criminology, right? Not at all, because immediately he left a lot of different stuff. He left a lot of evidence at the house. He's just crazy. Now, who said something about the blood? The first thing that gave him away, I think OG Wu Child said, the first thing that gave him away was the blood. Here you go. First thing that gave him away was that blood in the bathroom. And then he left the hammer with blood on it on the back porch. He had the clothes there. It's just like a whole bunch of really dead giveaways, pardon the pun, right? Lady Steph say, if I didn't have people in my household, then it would probably be a good couple of weeks for me too. I don't socialize that often, right? If nothing else, answer the phone more often. Back when in the days when the old Demetra, the people at the corner store would notice that I was missing real fast. Funny, not funny, but that's the reality, right? I always just tell my family, if you worried about me, go check the video at the corner store, right? They see me all day, every day. But not anymore. Lady Steph say all of his actions that he took is proof that he was moving out of panic. I don't think it was planned. I don't think it was planned either. When the prosecutor just described the what's the word? The condition the body, the remains was in, like the broken jaw, mandible. I think it was a matter of DV, right? And he beat her so much that he ended up unaliving her. Like Silky Black said, he did more than punch her. She had a cracked skull, cracked spine, and broken ribs. So it just his abuse got out of hand, and he probably accidentally unalived her and then had to do something to try to cover it up. So we're gonna see. I think the prosecution did a good job. He kind of quiet spoken. He kind of slow rolled things out, so he's not going to be very dramatic and theatrical. We see that. What do you guys think of the prosecution's opening statement? As we get ready to get right into the defense turn, we're going to hear from the defense now for their opening remarks, and then we'll be to the first witness. Trial Watch with Demetra, State of Texas versus Andre McDonald. This is the first day. Thank y'all for joining the Lit Lane Jury Box.
This is not a murder case. This is not a murder case. But it is a case about the degree and level
Wait a minute, what? Wait a minute, what? Wait a minute. I am not going to stop it like this, but wait a minute. Bad move. The very first thing out of the defense mouth is that this is not a murder case. Let's continue. I'm gonna let him get through his opening statement, but that just threw me for a complete loop. He says this is not a murder case. Okay, I'm sorry. Hold on. That was a little much for me. Okay, that was a little much. What is it then? Tell me.
This is not a murder case. But it is a case about the degree and level of responsibility. It's a responsibility case. The degree and level of the responsibility of Major Andre McDonald for the death of Andreen McDonald, with evidence of accident, a mutual fight, all of which happens in the blink of an eye, very briefly, that results in the death of Andreen McDonald. Virtually everything after that has to do with panic, fear, hiding, disposing of the body. Andre McDonald has already started the process of closure and healing. He talked to his mother-in-law, who he calls Mom, and he told her what happened. He talked to his sister-in-law and told her what happened. It's about responsibility. He has taken responsibility. But it's accident, a mutual fight, criminal negligence, manslaughter is one thing. But what happened in the brief time upstairs on Solitude Cove is simply not murder. That's what the evidence is going to reveal. With respect to the law, the Constitution, we talk about certain things. You're going to hear about the searches and all of these items. Okay, and you have to remember that there are issues there with respect to the legality of those. Okay. You're the jury. In the state of Texas, you get to hear that. Okay. It's like a book unfolding that's still unfolding. You, each of you, individually, gets to write the end. But it's not murder. Thank you.
Boo! Boo! I know I'm supposed to be objective, right? I know I'm supposed to be objective, but boo! Welcome to Trial Watch with Demetra. If you're just now joining us for your first Trial Watch over here with me, this is not your standard Trial Watch. We talkative over here, right? We talkative. I give my commentary. We will break in. I will read the chat. I will pose questions to the chat. And I can't promise you objectivity, okay? That's why we got the jury box and not me. Because I'm already throwing tomatoes at the defense, right? I'm already throwing tomatoes at the defense right alongside of Kathy Smith. How disrespectful of that is this? I'm supposed to be impartial. Okay. Boo.
Call Cindy Johnson.
I forgot, Lady Steph. My bad. I forgot. No boo.
Okay. Put your hand down. Just go ahead and speak loud enough to the microphone. You can adjust it if you need to speak.
This her mama. She look just like her.
Especially, I would say for the record, there's no objection under Rule 614. Okay. See if I can just have a ruling on that. Demetra, your honor, please.
Y'all here praying? Y'all here praying?
Cindy, can you please introduce yourself?
My name is Cindy and Johnson.
Do you sometimes go by Cindy?
I go by Cindy.
Cindy, who is Hyacinth Smith to you?
My mother.
Does she also go by the name Marie?
Yes.
Do you live with your mother right now?
Yes.
Do you live with her in San Antonio?
Oh, this her sister.
Yes.
Her sister.
Who is Andre McDonald to you?
My sister.
Do you share the same
this
parents
is
or you have
sister.
sisters?
Half sister.
But you share the same mother?
Same mother.
Who is Elena McDonald?
My niece, Andre's daughter.
Did Andre have any other children?
No.
Does Elena live with you and your mother, Marie?
Yes.
Cindy, before this homicide happened, did you live with your mother and Andre?
No.
When did you move in with your mother?
When this all started.
So after the homicide?
Yes.
Now, Cindy, I want to draw your attention to this past Thursday. The date specifically is Thursday the 19th. Did you receive a phone call from a number you didn't recognize?
Yes.
Did you take that phone call that evening?
I was in bed.
You were already in bed?
Yeah.
Did the person who called from that number leave a message at the time?
No.
The following day, on Friday, the 20th, did you try to call that number back?
Yes.
Did anyone answer?
No.
Did you leave a message?
No.
After trying to call that number back, what did you do?
I was showering, and then when I was showering, the call came in, when I finished shower, I returned the call.
So you were in the shower, and somebody from that number called you back, but you couldn't answer it because you were bathing.
Yes.
But after you finished with your shower, you called that number back.
Yes.
Do you remember what time you called that number back?
8:41.
Your Honor, may I approach? Yes. Cindy, I'm going to show you a series of photographs. Do you recognize these photographs?
Yes.
What are they?
Photographs of my phone with the calls between Thursday and Friday.
Did you allow the Bexar County Sheriff's Office to take these photos of your phone with this information?
Yes.
Now, the number that you received that phone call from, the number you did not recognize, you don't know it by heart, correct?
No.
Do these photographs fairly and accurately depict what your phone looked like when you showed it to the Sheriff's Office on Saturday, January 21st, 2023?
Yes.
Your Honor, at this time, the state would move into evidence. State's Exhibits 1, through 5. Center to each of us. No objection. Okay. Yes. And Your Honor, we're going to try to set up the alcohol here in just a moment. So you can publish when you're ready. Now, Cindy, first I'm going to show you State's Exhibit number 1. Did you miss a phone call on that date on January 19th, 2023?
Yes.
Who did you miss the phone call from?
Jackie.
You said Jackie. Who is Jackie?
Andre's mom.
Andre's mother?
2018 or 19, lady stuff. He went to jail 2019.
Now, did you already have this number program? What time did you miss that phone call from Jackie?
9:26.
I'm sorry, what time?
9:26.
Is that AM or PM?
PM.
I'm also going to show you what's been marked and admitted as State's Exhibit number 2. What is the phone number that you received a phone call from in States 2?
It is 210-416-3399. I don't know that number.
So you did not know who that number belonged to at the time?
No.
What time did you receive this missed phone call?
9:27.
And on what date?
It was Thursday night.
Was that Thursday, January 19th?
Yes.
And I also see in State's Exhibit number 2, it has the name of the individual, Andre. At the time, did you know that phone number was associated with the defendant, Andre McDonald?
No.
How did the name Andre come to be in States 2?
After the conversations, I just saved his name under the number.
So you did that after you found out who it was?
Yes.
And did you find out who it was after you had talked to that individual?
Yes.
I'm now going to show you State's Exhibit number 3. Is that the missed phone call that you received from Andre Friday morning?
Yes.
What time did you miss that phone call?
It was 8:33.
And 8:33 in the morning?
AM, yes.
AM? Yes. I'm now going to show you States 4. What time did you call that number back and speak to Andre McDonald?
8:41.
Is that AM or PM?
AM.
And how long did that conversation last?
41 minutes.
I doubt that the mama testified. This would be too much for her.
Okay. It's not going to be very clear.
Good. I can't.
I apologize.
We all have to move.
Oh, good. They showing the pictures now, y'all.
Sorry, the pictures have already been admitted. You've already seen them. I'm trying to make sure the jury all sees them this way too, not just half the jury. But you can stand up and move if you need to. Yeah, it looks like the exposure is a little too bright. Yes, much better. Thank you. And for the record, this is State's Exhibit number 4, excuse me. Cindy, I'm going to show you State's Exhibit number 5. Is this a log of the phone calls either received or made by you on those preceding days?
Could you repeat the question, please?
Is this a picture of the phone calls that either you made or missed or received on the preceding days?
Miss.
Now, Cindy, you said that you had just got out of the shower when you returned this phone call, correct?
Yes.
When you made the phone call and the individual answered, did you recognize who it was right away?
No.
Why is that?
It's an unknown number, and also I didn't remember the voice at the time.
Had you not heard Andre's voice in some time?
Yeah, I couldn't tell that it was him.
Eventually, did you realize that it was Andre McDonald?
He told me.
Now, does Andre also go by another name?
Yes.
What other name does he go by?
Andy.
Andy?
Yes.
And Cindy, once you realized that it was Andre McDonald that was on the line, what did he tell you?
Lord, what did you finna
He
say?
said he want to speak to me and speak to mommy.
And he said, speak to mommy. Who is mommy?
My mom.
And if you
He want to speak to me, and I don't remember if he says mommy or Maureen.
But did you take mommy to be your mother, Maureen Smith?
Yes.
When you realize that you're speaking to
Let's see what he
Andre
said to his
McDonald,
family.
how are you feeling?
I was nervous, confused. My mind was blank, and I was breaking.
You said you were breaking. What do you mean by that?
Breaking down.
Did you get your mother?
Yeah.
Was she in the house at the time?
Yeah, she was in her bedroom.
Did you tell your mother who was on the line?
Yes.
Did she understand that it was Andre McDonald initially?
No.
Were you able to hear the conversation that took place?
Yes.
How so?
I put the phone on speaker.
So during that 41 minutes that the defendant was on the phone with you and your mother, it was on speaker?
Yes.
Did the defendant tell you why he was calling, what his purpose was?
He wants us to know the truth.
That's what he said, that he wanted you to know the truth.
You want to you want to speak to mommy, and you want her to know the truth.
Did he tell you what the nature of their argument was at the tax office?
You realize that Andreen have another business that's only in her name, and the rest of business is in her name only, and realize that Andreen is stealing from him.
Did that make him angry?
He was upset.
Did he say that they argued about the business?
Yes,
Verbally argued?
verbally.
Did he confirm that they were at the tax office that day?
Yes.
After the tax office, did he say where he and Andre went?
They reached home. I don't know how they reached home, but they reached home and they were arguing.
Again, verbally arguing, correct?
Yes.
Were words exchanged? Curse words?
He said that Andrew was cursing.
Did the defendant say, as they were cursing at each other, if he went anywhere?
Yes, he left and went outside.
Did he say where he went after he went outside?
No.
Did he leave the house?
I think so.
Did he come back?
Yes.
After he came back, did they continue to argue?
Yes. Andrew was arguing with him.
And again, is this a verbal argument?
Verbal.
Did the defendant tell you what he did based upon that verbal argument?
Sorry, you have to speak. I know it's hard, a little louder into the microphone. You can ask a question, please.
Of course, Judge. Did the defendant tell you what he did as this verbal argument continued?
He's trying to ignore Andrew, trying to don't pay her any mind, and she keeps coming up in his face and arguing and saying terrible stuff to him.
Did he ever say that Andre never touched him?
I don't remember.
After he said that she was arguing with him, what did he say he did?
I don't remember the word, if it's push away, or drop down, drop her on the floor. I don't remember exactly, but he, I don't know the word, but she's plunged her on the ground. She fell on the ground.
That he caused her to fall on the ground
Yes.
in some form or fashion?
Yes.
Did he say where in the house this took place?
No.
Did he say after he caused her to go onto the ground, what did he do next?
He used his foot and stomped her.
He said he used his foot and stomped her. Did he describe where he stomped her?
No.
Did he stomp her multiple times?
I am assuming that he didn't use the word multiple times.
While he was stomping on Andre when she's on the ground, did he say if anybody saw it?
Elena.
Who's Elena, their daughter?
Yes.
Is Andre Andre is her father?
Yes.
After the defendant noticed that Elena saw him stomping on Andre, what did he say he did next?
Andrew was wheezing, and he left and go take Elena to put her to bed.
Where's Elena at the time at 1042 Solitude Cove? Where was Elena's bedroom?
Upstairs.
So he went upstairs to take Elena to bed.
Yes.
Did he say what happened next?
After I put her to bed and came downstairs, and if you realize that Andrew was dead.
When he realized that Andre was dead, what did he do?
Went outside, couldn't believe what happened, can't believe that she's dead. And I am assuming that he's pacing up and down and don't know what to do. Guess it was like unbelievable, oblivious. Then he came back inside.
When he came back inside, what did he do?
I don't remember the order, but I think he take off her clothes and burn it and then put her body in the car.
Did he say where he burned the clothes?
I don't remember.
And he said that he put her body in the car. Do you know which car?
No.
Did he say where he took the body?
He took the body where the body was found.
Off of Speck Road?
He was not descriptive.
Did he just say where the body was found?
No, he didn't say that.
What did he say?
I don't remember clearly, but he just, I don't remember exactly how he said it, but he said he just put her, I don't remember if he said put her body there or throw her body there, but he did say something in that fashion.
This is so cruel, right?
Andre could not fight him.
I'm sorry?
Did he make a comment about how Andre could not fight him?
Yes, he did.
What did you take that to mean?
She's not strong enough to fight him.
You said that he took the body somewhere. Did he say anything about what he was going to do with the body?
He said that he was going to chop up the body, but he didn't. He changed his mind.
Wow, he told these people all that?
No.
Did he talk about the blood that was found in the main bathroom?
I don't remember if Andreen, like, I don't remember exactly, but he said something like probably she her and go on the light switch, but I don't remember. He did say it, but I don't remember exactly what he said.
But he claimed that her blood got on the light switch.
Yes.
In some fashion.
Like you would say, that's all the blood go on the light switch. And her ear and her blood.
During this phone conversation, did he describe setting the body on fire?
No. I don't remember.
Did he describe how Andre's blood got on him?
No.
Did he give an explanation as to his disposal of clothing and flashlight?
No, he just said the clothes that was on our body, he burnt it.
Did he describe to you about going to Lowe's to purchase an axe, a hatchet, and other items?
No, I'm going to object. This is leading questioning. This is that's not evidence. Sustain your first question. It asks that the jury be asked to disregard these questions during that fashion. Disregard the last question and answer. Go ahead. Motion for this round. Denied.
How long did this phone conversation last?
41 minutes.
During the 41-minute conversation, did the defendant ask about Elena?
Yes.
Did your mother talk to him about Elena?
Yes.
Did your mother tell him some things about Elena?
Yes.
Did the defendant get emotional when hearing about his daughter?
Yes.
After the 41-minute phone conversation that you had that Friday morning,
Did you later notify law enforcement personnel or our office about this phone call?
Not at the same time.
When did you do so?
And I do call in the night. I text Myra in the night.
And who is Myra?
She's the DA's advocate.
Did Myra meet with you on Saturday, the 21st?
Yes.
Where? Where did she meet with you?
At home.
At your house?
Yes.
Did you and your mother tell her what happened?
Yes.
Did the police come and take your statement as far as the phone call?
Yes.
And you allowed them to take photographs of your phone in terms of when the phone call took place?
Yes.
Baby, y'all all over this one. So he was in fact the allergen. Hold on.
When the defendant described stomping.
Oh no, this still the let me let them finish the question.
What did he say where on her body he was stomping?
Objection, that's been asked and answered.
I'm gonna let the state finish asking questions first.
You can answer the question.
I don't remember him saying where he stomped her. For some reason, we're thinking the neck, stomping her neck, because when he left her, he said that she was wheezing.
So you made that assumption.
I'm thinking it's the neck. I don't remember if he said the neck.
Did he describe where on treatment was? Was she standing? Was she down?
She was on the floor.
While he stomped her?
Yes.
Your Honor, will test the witness.
Defense counsel.
Okay, let's pause it right there.
Good morning, Ms. Johnson.
Good morning.
Hold on.
You've known Aunt Andre for a long
Dang, took forever to pause. But
time,
anywho,
right?
Didn't even
Yes.
pause.
And you were living in Jamaica when Andrew died, is that correct?
No.
You were here in the States when that happened?
Yes.
Child, it
You
won't even
weren't
let me
living
pause it.
with your mother at that time?
No.
That happened.
Okay, I think it's paused. So we got so much good stuff going on in the jury box, so I have to come to it, right? Before the cross-examination of Cindy, the sister, that's who's on the stand. So at this point in time, we find out that the defendant actually makes this phone call. There's no denying the phone call. We seen the phone. We saw the pictures. So he literally did call the sister. He makes a request to speak to the sister and the mom. Oh my God.
Could you repeat what you just said?
I'm gonna rewind this
Your
part.
mother after all of this happened, correct?
Yes.
I know y'all gonna let me give my commentary.
But you were in contact with your mother, you and your mother talked quite a bit.
Now, I guess they're not gonna let me give my commentary.
Yes.
You know that Andre and Maureen, your mother, had a good relationship before Andre.
I'ma just, cause the StreamYard having so many problems, I think I need to probably I don't know what's going on. I probably just need to let it roll and try to pause it again. Okay, so I think it's paused actually. So it's a couple of different things, right? So Lady Steph has a very good perspective right here where she says he already had a problem because she was more financially successful than him, because she was a self-made millionaire, right? And then he finds this out. It was a bruise to his ego. Okay, so they went to the tax place. That's where he finds out he got a business that's not in both of their name. Because you know what? Just as well as she made herself a millionaire, the family becomes a millionaire, right? And he had a good status position, a major in the service, you know. But yeah, some of these men do have this hang up still in 2024, right? And add on insult to injury, come to find out, I think it was one of you guys verified it, Betty Boop, I think, that he is, as well as Andreen is from the island. You know, that's a whole different culture, Jamaica. He is as well. And those islanders, I hate to be stereotypical, but hey, men in general have those type of insecurities and hang-ups sometimes. And islander men, I hate to be stereotypical, but they have even more so of a machoism, right? And then add on top of that the physical strength, you know, of Andreen. You know, one could argue with her being a bodybuilder, with her being so fit, that she was a little bit stronger than your average bear. One could argue that. To not put that out there as a, you know, as something to consider, that would be being in denial, right? So, you know, I say that to say they get into a squabble, they get into a little fisticuff, they get into a little quarrel. You got the money situation. You got the fact that she's not a little frail woman you could just throw around anywhere. And you also want to flex on her your strength and remind her that you're a man. Right? That could also come into the fact of taking things too far, things getting out of control. So, you know, one thing Kathy Smith said, I do believe, you know, I guess she's not exaggerating because they have phone logs. But Kathy, you first said, hey, I'm having a hard time thinking that he would literally tell his family all these details like this. And trust me, I'm like, wow, y'all saw me typing, oh my God, did he literally tell these people he thought about cutting her up? Why is he telling these people all of this stuff? The family, the mom who's obviously the mom is a senior citizen, right? If Andreen is like what, 29, 20, I wrote it down. You know, obviously she a senior citizen, right? And you saying this type of graphic details, that's cruel and unusual. So are you telling them to assuage your guilt, to make you feel better? Or are you really thinking about the family and you think they just need to know all these details? I sold his BMW and K to help start their first business. Right, but that was the first business, Silky. The business had grown substantially. She actually became a certified millionaire. Right? He may have started it to help her like that, you know, and he put in the seed money, but she absolutely grew that business. Well, she had several home health properties. And I know that she was worth over $1 million from the 48. I do remember that because they were describing her as a millionaire. Let me see. I'm looking at y'all. The defense, Tracy is good with the defense. The defense is probably going to try to say not premeditated. Then he panicked. Right. That he panicked and just did stuff all crazily. And I can get the not premeditated. I don't think it was premeditated either from what we got so far. But what about all the post stuff? Right? No, you didn't premeditate it, but then after you done the deed, why would you feel necessary to go cut up her body, burn it up, do it in front? You know, that's crazy. But I do understand he's trying to get a lesser case. Right, murder. But he killed her brutally. I don't care how built a woman is. When a man really wants to murder you, they usually do. Right. Hey, Daquan, good evening. Absolutely. Absolutely. But we're hearing a lot right now that's kind of triggering these thoughts of what I'm seeing in the jury box is a lot of talk of things like ego, pride, insecurity, right? Money, prestige. And let's not even forget that doing the on that intro deal I showed you guys, it's also going to be brought up something about her having started a friendship up with an ex. Let's not forget that, but we haven't got to it yet. So far, this has been real interesting. Y'all real active in the jury box. I appreciate that. I know everybody hit the like. We're going to go ahead and get into the cross-examination by the defense. So let's see how the defense tried to break down what Cindy, the sister, just said. Maybe, Kathy, this is where you get Sweet Vampy yesterday was a case study on narcissism. We watched Abdullah testimony. Okay, let's.
But you were in contact with your mother. You and your mother talked quite a bit even before you were living. Is that fair?
Yes.
You know that Andre and Maureen, your mother, had a good relationship before Andre's death, right?
Yes.
They were very close.
Yes.
Now, do you know when Maureen moved in with Andre and Andre?
Yes.
When was that?
I don't remember the year.
But it's been for some time, right?
Yes.
And that whole time was Maureen working for Andre at the memory care facilities that she ran?
She did.
And she worked kind of odd hours, right? She worked night shifts and things like that?
Yes.
And it's fair to say that, well, obviously, Andreen
loves
your mother. Your mother loves Andreen. Andreen can sometimes be tough, right?
Yes.
And Andre was oftentimes the buffer between Andreen and Maureen in that relationship, right?
I would say so.
Andre would stand up for Maureen sometimes when Andreen was being a little too overbearing.
He was there for Mom.
Now, do you know how many different facilities had Andreen and Andre set up? Do you know?
Could you repeat that for me, please?
It's fair to say that Andreen and Andre were investors in these businesses where they were setting up homes to care for the elderly and people with dementia and problems such as that. Is that accurate?
That's correct.
Do you know how many facilities they had set up along those lines?
3.
And they were in the process of another one.
That's correct.
And that's part of why they were locked on the 28th of March, I'm sorry, February back in 2019, right? You knew about Andreen's past relationship with a man named Alvin in Jamaica, correct?
Uh-oh.
Your Honor,
They went to that real fast, huh?
I think it goes squarely to the questions that this jury is going to have to face. We're talking here about responsibility. We're talking here about the level of culpability. It's directly to one question. Hold on. You can answer the question, or if you need me to repeat it, I can.
Yes.
Sorry. Yes, you were aware of her past relationship with Alvin?
Yes.
And what do you know about Alvin?
Your Honor, I'm trying to answer a couple minutes. Not a lot of question. You can answer for you.
Can you tell the jury a little bit about who Alvin is and how Andreen knew him?
Alvin is Andreen's first love.
They were romantically involved when she lived in Jamaica, right?
That's correct.
And then along the way, Andreen and Ovid broke up and she met Andre, right?
Yes.
And so everyone is here in the United States. They have a family. Ovid's sort of out of the picture for a little while, right?
Yes.
But at some point, a few years before this happened, Andreen and Ovid start seeing each other again, correct?
Correct.
And Andreen was going back to Jamaica to see Ovid, right?
That's what I learned about that a long time after. I don't know when she goes to Jamaica, but that was been told. I learned that afterwards.
Okay, so she was keeping that from you during this time period.
Yes.
Okay. But you now have heard about it and you have no reason to believe it's not true, right?
I've heard about it.
And you think it's probably fairly
She about to cuss him out. Wow. Let me shut up.
I've heard about it. I don't know if everything was at the time 100% true, but I did heard about it.
Okay. Now, when Andre called you and you spoke with him on Friday, the beginning of your conversation, both with you and your mother, was largely about how close you all used to be and about the times that you all have had in the past, the good times, right?
That's correct.
And you said it sounded very much to you like a man trying to get something heavy off of his chest.
That's correct.
You believe Andre's account of events. Is that fair?
I'm sorry?
You believe what Andre had to tell you?
I believe what he said.
You described Andreen, let me back up. Andre told you that when he went to H&R Block, he learned that Andreen was taking some of his property interests in these various companies and moving them into a company that was solely in her name, right?
That's correct.
And that he didn't know anything about that until he went to the tax office.
That's correct.
And that's why they started having an argument.
Yes.
And you knew also, of course, that behind that was this issue about Ovid and Jamaica, right?
Yes.
And you knew that Andre wanted to get a divorce.
Yes.
That day on the 28th.
What day is the 28th?
I'm sorry, the day they went to the tax office after he found this out, he told Andre he wanted a divorce, right?
I don't get that understanding. I understand when he was talking, he said that he was trying to get divorced. I am thinking it was in 2017, and Andreen did not want the divorce at that time.
Andre had previously filed for divorce, right?
He did at that time.
And then he sort of took it back, right?
Yes.
And for a while there, he was trying to make this marriage work. Is that your understanding?
That's my understanding.
But when they go to the tax office, all of this boils up and they have an argument, right?
Yes.
And you said that Andreen was saying some really nasty and cruel things to Andre.
Yes.
Did he tell you what those things were?
He did say what it was. He said it plain, but I don't remember and I can't pronounce it.
So let me kind of back up. Being from Jamaica, people in Jamaica oftentimes talk in something called patois. Are you familiar with that?
That's correct, yes.
And that's sort of a completely different dialect. It's sort of a mixture of English and African roots and words native to the island and all kinds of things, right?
That's
Child, he just tore that up, huh?
Your understanding is this argument that they were having was in patois,
Yes,
not in English.
in patois.
And she was saying some really terrible stuff to him.
Yes,
And that she was up in his face. Correct?
yes,
She spit in his face?
Yes, he did say she spit in his face.
And then this struggle happens.
Why she almost started smiling at that point?
Happened just over a few seconds, right? This is a pretty quick fight.
I don't know if it was a quick fight.
But you get the impression it didn't take very long, right?
I don't know.
Okay. But before the actual physical fight happens, Andre tries to leave, correct?
That's correct.
And he leaves the house.
Yes.
Do you know how long he said he was away? And let me ask you this. Were you aware, or do you now know, that Andre and Andreen were sleeping in separate bedrooms in this week leading up to this fight? If you don't, that's okay.
Because of what's going on right now, that's all I found out.
Okay. And they slept separately before, right? If you know.
Because of all what's going on right now, that's how I found out.
Okay. From the separation, the fight resumes. That's your understanding?
That's my understanding.
And then Andre goes to the bedroom, right?
Yes.
But from what you understand, Andre going to the bedroom, that's the room Andreen's not sleeping in, right?
Based upon all that I heard, I would assume that's what it is.
Okay. And it's your understanding that that's where the fight became physical? Is in the bedroom or the bathroom of the bedroom?
Something of that sort, because the switch is the main key evidence where the blood came on. So
Elena's bedroom is upstairs, correct?
that's correct.
That's StreamYard. Move back.
You indicated that he didn't tell you how many times he hit her with his foot, right?
No.
But
He kicked her. Don't try to minimize it. He kicked her.
Put her back to bed, right?
She was on the stairs looking.
Okay, when you say she's on the stairs looking, is there a staircase in Andre's bedroom?
There's a staircase in the entrance of the house.
Okay. And that's where she was.
Supposedly.
So to be fair, that's you wouldn't be able to see the bathroom, the master bathroom from the staircase, correct?
No.
Okay. But she obviously heard something.
Yes.
And then Andre goes upstairs to tend to her and put her back to sleep.
Yes.
And it's only then when he comes back from that, he told you he learned that Andrea was dead.
Yes.
You talked a little bit about Andre saying that he wasn't able to cut up the body, right?
Yes.
But one of the things Andre seemed to stress to you was that he conveyed to you that he couldn't do it, that he wasn't able to do it as a person, not without opportunity or things like that, right?
He said
But he was gonna try. He thought about it.
Okay.
Shit.
When he asked Mama about Elena, you told investigators that he was crying, that you could audibly hear him crying on the phone.
He starts to break.
All right, y'all. Bear through the problems. Bear through the technical. It's gonna start back up. Hopefully, it just start back up. We don't have to do all the going out and coming back in. But at this point, I think he said hit her with his foot because he trying to minimize. Hit her with his foot sounds a lot better than kicking her. It sounds a lot better than. Oh yeah, y'all can hear me. It definitely sounds better than he stumped her out. Right? So I don't think that's a slip of words or a mistake with wording. I think he did that when he said he hit her with his foot. I think that's done strategically to minimize what happened. Okay, y'all, we're waiting for it to come on. Let me see. Thank y'all for tuning in to Trial Watch with Demetra. Thank y'all for liking. Please consider getting the membership to support this type of content. And of course, you can always send a donation for this type of content so we keep it going here on Lit Lane. Thank y'all so much in advance. Thank you, Diamond Forever. Okay, so let me go over here and see if I can get it back up. Maybe I have to stop the share screen for a second or something. But I didn't pause it. He told her these details to torture her. Right. And it's almost like they think he's supposed to get some type of points because he didn't go through with cutting the body up. Yay for you. Good job, dude. And shout out to the added Little Lane Jury Box members. I see y'all up at the top. Thank y'all for joining. Keep coming back. Let me see if I can okay, so it's saying page responsive. So give me a moment, you guys. I'm a let me stop the share screen and reshare it, okay? Let me go on mute so I can do this and I won't be typing y'all ear. Sorry about this, but let me get it back going. One moment. Oh, then it starts as soon as I take it down off the share screen. Okay, it started back. Then it stopped. We're going to get through this first witness. We were a little bit over 2 hours, but we're going to get through her entire testimony. And then we'll come back, reconvene tomorrow. Let me I'm going to just restart that I'm going to restart that tab so it can like refresh it, one moment. Yeah, I'm going to refresh it. It keeps starting and stopping.
is in the bedroom or the bathroom of the bed.
Something of that sort, because the switch is the main key evidence where the blood came on. So
Okay, I rewinded it a little bit. Thank you for y'all patience. I appreciate it.
Elena's bedroom is upstairs, correct?
that's correct.
You indicated that he didn't tell you how many times he hit her with his foot, right?
No,
But then shortly after that, Andre heard Elena and he went to go put her back to bed, right?
she was on the stairs looking.
Okay, when you say she's on the stairs looking, is there a staircase in Andre's bedroom?
There's a staircase in the entrance of the house.
Okay. And that's where she was.
Supposedly.
So to be fair, that's you wouldn't be able to see the bathroom, the master bathroom from the staircase, correct?
No.
Okay. But she obviously heard something.
Yes.
And then Andre goes upstairs to tend to her and put her back to sleep.
Yes.
And only then when he comes back from that, he told you he learned that Andrea was dead.
Yes.
You talked a little bit about Andre saying that he wasn't able to cut up the body, right?
Yes.
But one of the things Andre seemed to stress to you was that he conveyed to you that he couldn't do it, that he wasn't able to do it as a person, not without opportunity or things like that, right?
He said he was going to, but he changed his mind.
Okay.
But thank God for small miracles, huh?
When he asked Mama about Elena, you told investigators that he was crying, that you could audibly hear him crying on the phone.
He starts to break down, yes.
And he hasn't seen his daughter since any of this happened, right?
That's correct.
In fact, he's not allowed to see his daughter, correct?
Correct.
And he's not allowed to even know where his daughter lives, right?
Correct.
Hey, Lady T, new trial started tonight. We just
You
on the
mentioned
first witness.
Something about how the blood came to be on the light switch. Do you recall talking to the prosecutor about that a moment ago?
I don't remember what happened exactly, but he did mention it.
You had told investigators on Saturday that you kind of were putting two and two together based on what you knew about the blood on the light switch previously, right?
I don't remember 100%.
I understand. And to be fair, you told the investigator on Saturday that when this happened, your mind sort of went blank for a little while, right?
Yes.
So a lot of this you're having to piece together, thinking about the conversation instead of remembering it directly, right?
Right.
And you've had a chance to talk with your mother about this conversation since it happened, right?
Yes.
And you and your mother were together with the investigator when you were telling the prosecution about this, correct?
Yes.
They never interviewed you separately, right?
No.
You remember a moment ago speaking about how Andre had remarked that Andre wasn't strong enough to fight him, right?
Andrew can't fight him.
And that's how he put it. Andre can't fight him.
Something like that.
Okay. But you know Andre, right? Really well.
Yes.
That wouldn't have stopped Andre.
No, they finna talk about their strength now.
Right.
Right.
Andre certainly was a tough girl, and she was willing to put herself in a fight if she had to.
Yes.
And sometimes Andre had a temper. Is that fair to say?
Everyone has a temper.
This the victim's sister on the stand under cross-examination.
Henry kind of had a reputation for having a temper from time to time, right?
She will have the temper when things gone out of proportion, when somebody irritates her. It's not like she just have the temper just like that.
Understood. And you understood when Andre made this call that Andre had court that day, right?
I didn't know that he had court that day.
Okay. Do you get the impression that you all might have talked longer if Andre didn't have to be somewhere?
Yes. I get the impression that he don't have any court. That's why he's calling, because we were on the phone for quite a while.
At like 8:40 in the morning, right?
Yes.
And because
I wonder what kind of
the
court.
fact that the call didn't last longer, you told investigators that you get the impression that some of what he told you, especially about the body, was a summary, right?
Yes.
He didn't tell you everything about the way that he left Andrea in the field. He just was hitting the high notes of what happened so that you and Mama would understand, right?
Yes.
And he wanted you all to know the truth about this because Maureen is looking after his daughter, right?
He wants us to know the truth before everything else. You don't want us to learn the truth in the court.
And that's important to him because your families are connected because of Elena, right?
Yes.
No matter what happens in this trial, that connection will always be there, right?
That's correct.
Pass the witness. Thank you, Your Honor. Cindy, I just want to
Ooh, we trying to clear his conscience, right? Right.
Bathroom and main bedroom. Is that upstairs or downstairs?
It's downstairs.
Is that the only bedroom downstairs?
Yes.
All the other bedrooms, including Elena's, are upstairs.
Yes.
This blood on the light switch that's been referenced, is that upstairs or downstairs?
Downstairs.
In the bathroom downstairs?
Yes.
Did the defendant tell you what the fight was about?
He said that it was because he found out about what she was doing about the business, and it has nothing to do with what everybody's thinking.
And when you say what everybody's thinking, what do you mean?
Auburn.
That it had nothing to do with Auburn?
Yes.
Only the business?
All of the business.
You said that when he called that he wanted to tell you what happened. Did he tell you he wanted to take responsibility?
My understanding, what he said that he's trying to fight, win the case, so that he can take care of Elena.
So
he wants a foundation for Elena.
So he didn't want to take responsibility. Object, Your Honor. That's the prosecutor testifying, calls for speculation. She's answered this question. Further question. Your Honor, this is a follow-up from the previous question. No, it's commenting to the way of the evidence. I would again ask the jury to disregard the question.
I'm not going to disregard the question. It's a testimony. Rephrase the question.
I think he was on bail too until the trial.
Now, Cindy, to be clear, these are the things that the defendant is telling you his version, correct?
Could you repeat, please? I'm sorry.
What you were being told by Andre about what happened, that is what his version, his words, correct?
Yes, his words.
We'll pass it to Your Honor. Any questions? Nothing further, Your Honor. Thank you.
All right.
Excuse.
Thank you.
Stay next week.
All right, you guys. All right, you guys. All right, you guys. And there we have it for the first day of court, first day of this trial. A new trial for here on Trial Watch with Demetra. We're watching the state of Texas. This is part one. State of Texas versus Andre McDonald. What we found out tonight was some of the basis of the trial. The actual situation, whereas the state is alleging that Andre McDonald, husband to the victim, and Dream, both Islanders, both here in the States, living in San Antonio, been married for over 9 years. They have an 8-year-old daughter at the time of the murder. Okay? Now, at this point in time, we're not going to say alleging. At this point, Andre McDonald, according to his defense, he's acknowledging that she was unalived at his hands. At this point, it seems like the defense is trying to say to what degree. So it's not a question of who did it. You know, he did it, but it wasn't. He's saying it wasn't premeditated. So we found out they got into this fight, this domestic fight. According to him, domestic violence. He stumped her out. He punched her. She loses her life. He panics. He takes her body. He takes her clothes off, burns them, takes her body to a wooded area. Goes on about his way. He does all of this thing and the fight with the wife, the victim, in front of their 8-year-old autistic daughter. He goes back home, act like nothing happened. She doesn't show up to work. Very quickly, everybody notices that she's missing. And they get on the case really quickly. We find out that at some point in time, he went back to the body with what I call a Erda kit. With a axe, a hammer, gloves, gasoline. He attempts to burn the body in order to cover his tracks, dispose of her. He failed. So we heard the opening statements. One of the key things about the opening statements, you know, of course, the prosecution laid out all these facts and told us what we're going to see. But one of the most standout things about the opening statements was, of course, from the defense. The defense, literally the first words out of the defense mouth was, this is not a murder case, murder trial. This is a trial of responsibility. That's exactly, and I quoted the defense attorney in his opening statement. This is not a murder trial. This is a trial about responsibility. So that's what we're going to be watching, I guess, through this case. We're going to watch the state make their case about what happened, you know, what led up to it. And we're going to see the defense at every turn try to make it like, oh, this was just an accident. Oh, he didn't mean for it to go this far. Oh, he loved her. We got a couple of motives that we've heard of already. We heard that the one motive on this deal was money, finances. The day of the murder, by all records, they went to the tax office because Andreen was a businesswoman, a self-made millionaire, owned several home health businesses that she grew. Of course, her husband helped her to start this. He could be called successful in his own rights. In the Marines, career Marine, major. Maybe 15 years, I think it's 15 plus years older than his wife. She becomes successful, becomes a millionaire for the family. And then he comes to find out the same day of the unaliving that she had a business under her own name, not with him listed. This is supposed to be what started the fight that day. It's also been introduced into testimony here about some guy named Ogden back on the island of Jamaica, where they're all from, her first love. Now, they haven't really tapped into that, but they have introduced this third person, this possible affair, this possible romantic interest. So that's a few motives here. We got the finances, and we got a possible love interest, affair. So we got a lot of things on the table already on day one, night one of Trial Watch with Demetra. Lady Steph says, well, I'm very curious to see how they'll be going to spend this. Correct. Absolutely. How they going to spend everything he did afterwards. If you can really get out of hand, one moment, Betty Boop said facts. He was truly truly responsible for her being unalive. Play on words, right? You know, one of the big things is the question that I was asking was, who, when he calls the mom and the sister and lays it out to them, what happened, his version of things and all the details, who was he trying to help then? Was he trying to clear his conscience at the expense of torturing them with all the gritty details? He literally tells them he considered chopping the body up, but he's such an upstanding person that he couldn't go through with that part. Could he not go through it because he was so upstanding? Yeah, right. Or was it that he was going to get sick to his stomach? He couldn't go through it because it was just disgusting. And what about the culpability of the fact that, okay, let's just say things got out of hand during a domestic quarrel. Let's just say things got totally out of hand. Y'all got physical with each other. She spit in your face. You lost it. Okay, it's all horrible. You push her. Okay, it's still horrible, but things happen. She hit her head against the door, something like on a movie, and she becomes unalive. Okay, all this is explainable. It's not okay. It's not pretty. It's horrible. You're responsible. There's gonna be some problems, but hey, why not call the police? Why not call 911? If everything is just out of the ordinary, all this stuff just happened randomly, and you know you don't intend to unalive her, wouldn't the next rational thing to do be to call 911? What rational person in a case like this that is truly an accident, is truly things got out of hand, it's truly something that, hey, we was acting a fool up in here, who goes to the next step of taking off the clothes, burning them up, taking the body into the woods? So yes, I want to see how they try to explain that away, right? And yes, during this trial, you guys, I think I told y'all yesterday, but I'll go ahead and remind y'all, and Betty Boop was telling y'all, he is going to take the stand. He is going to take the stand in his own defense. And that should be very, very, very interesting. And I think that's why I ended up showing y'all that testimony yesterday with that one guy, with Abdul, who took the stand, because I know that this trial was going to come up next for us, and he's going to take the stand. So I want to thank y'all for joining me. This has been an excellent night, excellent participation. Welcome to the new jurors. Welcome to all our regular jurors. This summons is up. I'm expecting to have y'all here throughout the rest of the month, finishing this case up, okay? This trial. So same time, same place tomorrow night, 7 p.m. Central Standard Time. I'll be looking for you guys and saving y'all a seat, okay? Make sure you hit the like if you haven't done so already, and I'll see y'all on tomorrow. Good night. You guys are dismissed. Good night. Oh, I got an outro. And I made a little intro. Let's see. Let me see. I made a little intro. Let me play my little intro. Good night. Oh, yeah. And I will be putting this on the playlist. Absolutely.
Thanks for watching. Do not forget click the subscribe button and hit the bell icon. Like, comment and share. See you next time.